Good day. My name is Dr. David, consultant psychiatrist and medical director, Patricia Memorial Hospital, Abeokuta. Today, I'm going to be talking about building self-confidence in children. According to the World Health Organization, a child is anyone who is 19 years of age or younger, unless national law defines an adult to be of a lesser age than that. So we can see that from 0 to 19 years of age spans different age groups. So the children in this age group will include infants who are a year old and younger, preschoolers and toddlers, young children, and adolescents who are between the age of 10 years and 19 years of age. Now, at every stage of a child's life, they go through developmental mental processes, which is paramount to their total well-being and overall mental health. Now, talking about self-confidence. Self-confidence just simply means the way you feel about yourself and what you do. And some people will call it self-esteem. So a child who has good self-confidence feels good about themselves, and a child who has poor self-confidence feels bad about themselves. Now, we may be wondering, why is it important? Why does it even matter for a child to be self-confident? Now, studies and research has shown that many of the mental disorders seen in adults actually began in childhood and adolescence. And self-confidence is a measure of someone's overall mental health. Hence, it is important that you build self-confidence when you have young people, children and adolescents, so that it forms a good groundwork for good mental health later in life. Now, I will give you some links which research has shown between low self-esteem or poor self-confidence and mental disorders. For instance, there is a link between low self-esteem and addiction later in life. This is because many people who abuse substances are trying to escape from the negative feelings that they have about themselves. And then they use substances, and this later leads to addiction. And this addiction creates problems in somebody who already has a depleted low self-esteem. Secondly, there is also a vicious cycle or a link between low self-esteem and depression and anxiety. And sometimes we even will think, which one comes first? Is it the low self-esteem causing depression and anxiety, or depression and anxiety leading to low self-esteem? But whatever the case, there is that link, and a vicious cycle usually results from it. Now, what are the other benefits or importance of having self-confidence in children? Self-confidence affects a child's friendships. It affects their successes in school or in life in general. It also helps them to deal with strong emotions, whether good or bad. Also, when a child has good self-esteem, it helps them to cope with peer pressure, which is something that is prevalent amongst children, trying to impress friends or impress people around them. Also, good self-esteem will help a child to deal with challenges and deal with frustrations of life when they arise, and surely they do arise. Now, as a parent, caregiver, or a concerned adult in the community, how can you build confidence in a child? I'd like to let you know that for a child, even as young as 1 year old, you can start building confidence in that child. And I'll be giving some pointers. This list is by no means exhaustive, but there are good points to take home. 1, provide praise to the child and appreciate their efforts. Children thrive when they are praised. So take, for instance, a 3-year-old child who is just learning to brush his teeth. You know that the motor skills are just developing, and the child can now hold the toothbrush and make the motions involved in brushing the teeth. And then you offer praise to that child and say, "Oh, hi, my boy, you're doing a good job brushing your teeth." You see, automatically the response is a smile. The child feels happy. Now, that praise you provide to your children makes them feel that they are seen, makes them feel that they are wanted, makes them feel loved, makes them feel like, oh, they are significant. The next thing is to always to compliment their efforts or appreciate their efforts. Even when children do things, take initiative, for example, they do things without you telling them. Let's say, for instance, they do a certain house chore without you even prompting them to do. When you appreciate their efforts, you boost in them the confidence to want to do more so that they can be appreciated. Everybody loves being appreciated, even adults. I would like to add that do not criticize a child's performance. A child is not meant to be perfect. They are bound to make mistakes as they learn and go on in life. So it is actually counterproductive to criticize their performance. I'm not saying you should lie to children if they don't do things the right way, but there are other ways to gently mold them into encouraging them to do things the right way. Also, encourage children. Encourage them to practice in order to build competence. What do I mean? If your child is engaged in a particular activity, or let's say a sport, for instance, you must be seen to be encouraging them to practice. As the saying goes, practice makes perfect. When a child begins to practice certain things, they become better at it. They become more confident of their abilities. And this in turn brings good feelings, good vibes into their system. Also, let them act their age. Let them act their age. Sometimes parents or caregivers would want to always shout down children when they are playing or when they are actually acting their age. They should act their age. They wouldn't act in those certain ways forever, but allow them to be. Allow them to be free. Encourage curiosity. This is especially important in our setting where sometimes we do not want children to talk too much. We do not want children to ask certain questions because we feel that, oh, they are asking questions that are too big for them. But research has shown that when you encourage curiosity in a child, it helps them to be more curious as adults and makes them want to learn. When you encourage curiosity, what you are doing is letting that child know that they do not know everything. This is crucial. This is important because children actually do not know a lot. And what better way to calm their burning questions than for you to answer them and let them come to ask more questions. Also, give them new challenges. Make them do things that they haven't tried or done before so that they can have new experiences. And who knows, they may discover hidden talents that you never even knew that they had. Also, avoid giving them shortcuts and exemptions. Parents, caregivers, for instance, do not do your homework, do children's homework for them, or make them feel that they cannot do things by themselves by giving them shortcuts or exempting them from certain things. It will only reduce their self-confidence and reduce the way they relate with other children. Teach children also what you know how to do. Let them know the things that you know how to do. This will boost their self-confidence. This will enhance their pride in themselves and their abilities to do things. Also, do not allow them to spend all their time on the internet. This is particularly important for adolescents. We are in the internet age where social media abounds. Children sometimes hide behind the internet. I would like to let you know that self-confidence in the virtual world is not the same as self-confidence in the real world. Do not allow them to hide behind the internet. Let them let them have other meaningful experiences. Let them create other friendships. Do not allow them to escape into a virtual world. And also, always try to be authoritative. Be authoritative, stand your ground, be firm with them, but do not be too strict or forceful. When you are too strict or too forceful on children, they begin to cower. They begin to feel like they cannot meet up to your standards, and this will further reduce their self-esteem. They will cower into a shell and they will not engage properly with you. Like I said, the list is by no means exhaustive. This is a work in progress, and I would like to conclude by saying, from every stage of a child's development, confidence is crucial. Children are seen and are known to feel the impact of harsh criticisms at that tender age when their minds are just developing. And this can really set the ball rolling for negative things happening in their mind and subsequently in their lives. I would like to also let you know that confident children raises confident adults who will be able to face the challenges of a dynamic world. Thank you.